I got a question for you, NJ. What the fuck did we just watch for the last 3 damn hours?
Well, to be honest, it was because of the 3-week build towards the Survivor Series, they had to try and do what they could for the pay-per-view, but this show, even though it did have Survivor Series direction, it was kind of messed up at the same time.
I think the words you were looking for were complete and utter fucking shit! You should be ashamed of yourself for the crap you bring to the UK, WWE. There is a fucking reason why, for example, let's have a look at, TNA get a much better fucking viewership than you guys do in the UK. It's because when you bring over shit shows like this, you make fans such as myself not want to actually go to the damn shows. And you look at the shows TNA did earlier on in the year in the UK were fucking great shows because it felt like they actually gave a shit about the fans. And did WWE does it feel like they give a shit about the fans in this show? Fucking no.
Because when it comes to the UK, the fact that they don't come here that often, and when they come with these announced, really pre-announced shows, it's kind of like you want them to be something special. And with this thing, yes, you had a few special appearances, but nothing really big that stands out. And I just thought, being a UK special show, they should have done a little bit more than what they did do, but we'll get into the review, and each segment will give our overall thoughts.
I mean, the UK crowd tried. God bless the UK crowd where James Morehouse was tonight in the Birmingham Arena, whatever it was. They tried to make this show something. But I'm sorry. Even the crowd tonight could not save this show. It was complete and utter fucking shit. I'm fucking lying there. Complete fucking shit. You know, we'll just go off with the opener. WWE, they copied TNA's opening video package recap thing. Oh, on this week's edition of WWE Raw, we're gonna copy everything WWE fucking TNA does!
Because at the minute, it looks like TNA and WWE, because TNA are just as bad at coming up with this stupid stuff. WWE are copying, so they're both as bad as each other. Both shows seem to be having this backward and forward debate or argument against each other. So for them to continue this is just a bit pointless for both companies.
We actually opened up the show with the fact that Miz quit Team Punk. Now, we was a bit perplexed by this. We'll go on to more about the changes in our Wednesday video, perhaps, but we'll give our quick thoughts in this actual video itself. But do you want to give your quick thoughts on that now, or would you rather save it for later?
Well, with The Miz at the opener, it was even before the introduction to the show, the music and theme tune. So they added this little bit in, randomly just added it in. So I'm guessing the WWE had future plans for The Miz for this pay-per-view, which is not going to get much build because his opponent, Kofi Kingston's, in this series match. So I just thought they just threw it in there and there weren't much follow-up from it. Not really.
So, what's Miz going to do at the pay-per-view? I mean, this is what you are. You don't change your fucking shit at the last fucking minute, WWE. My fucking God. Let's go on to the opener. Rey, Sin Cara and R-Truth versus Cesaro and the Primetime Players. Not a bad opener, in my opinion. Something different. A secondary tag team feud and a US title feud. You know, a guy like Rey Mysterio is a good person to be opening a show. He always gets a pop in the UK. Truth gets the pin on Cesaro. A nice different way to open the show with a match on this UK edition of Raw.
This match was quite entertaining because you do expect it from the face side. The heel side, okay, I'm not really for any of the 3 members. Primetime Players, they're failing big time. Cesaro, okay, great, he's the US champion. But the faces, the way they performed to the ending and Cesaro getting the pin instead of one of the Primetime Players who don't really have a match at the pay-per-view yet, it was a bit bad, but the match was entertaining. I'll give that for an opener.
So at least we had a good opener. I'll say that. At least we had a good opener to this show, which kind of got me in the mood to watch it. It's very just a shame that my mood just went down, down, down until the end of this first hour and continued going down. LOADA is going to be back next week on Raw, so look forward to that, I guess. You know, he's going to be replacing JBL, who I feel has been a much better commentator, and JR, who is a legendary commentator. So
obviously, with the 3 hours, they showed this video package of him returning more than once, but with LOADA returning, I'm not overly hyped about it because, yes, before he left, he had some TV segments, a match and that, but I think LOADA should be maybe getting close to retiring now. Yes, he's still good at commentating in his time in the WWE, but I do think bringing in new faces that people who the crowd can get behind more than LOADA would be a good step forward.
Vicky Guerrero and the AJ Cena scandal. Oh my god. The crowd tried to make this segment entertaining, but I'm sorry. The shit we are getting right now. This is just a copy of the AJ Dixie storyline. Everything they are doing in this storyline, you just can see the writing on the wall. WWE are sitting there like, wow, we got this great storyline from TNA which no one liked. Oh, let's reenact it ourselves. Fucking hell.
And I don't really see the point in both TNA's boring one, this boring one. Vicky tried to add more insult to injury by showing more video packages. Cena defends it by saying it's not what it seems. And it's just back and forward stuff. I'm waiting for this to come to an end because this got no direction. It's continuing more Vicky and AJ storyline. It's just a ridiculous part of Raw.
And then John Cena gets put into the main event anyway for the fucking WWE Championship, so why are they even continuing this crap? I mean, it's obvious that it's just going to be a freaking scandal and they're both going to be innocent. I mean, Vicky Guerrero has no evidence. Why are they even doing this? I must admit, I did kind of pop for John Cena actually making fun of his 4 moves of doom. He knew how to get the UK fans on his side, didn't he? With his years of experience of being booed as the WWE's top babyface!
He did try, even though both Vicky's promo to try and make this storyline mean something, and John Cena, who I really find ridiculous on mic, and when he tries to cut jokes, tries to be great on the mic, both this whole segment really blew for me.
Wade Barrett is apparently replacing Miz. Not a bad replacement for Miz, actually, even though Miz is on the poster, you know.
With Wade Barrett replacing the Miz, Wade Barrett getting his little mic time or time to speak against Heyman, then giving in to Heyman saying, I'm going to take the place. I'm looking forward to Barrett actually having something strong at pay-per-view, being involved in the Survivor Series match. It's definitely good for Wade Barrett.
You never know, maybe they will actually have some direction for a character as great as Wade Barrett. There could be a future main eventer and a future top draw for the company, probably. Maybe they'll actually have some direction, because they haven't had any direction for the past fucking 2 or 3 months. Fucking hell. Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes. The fans loved Daniel Bryan. They were well into Daniel Bryan. So why do you have this match only last 2 minutes?
With this match, again, you're emphasising the fact that this is a feud going on at the minute. You have Cody Rhodes looking good over Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan looking good over Cody Rhodes. But there really wasn't a lot to this match. And again, they're backing up the fact that Daniel Bryan could still be the reason why this tag team's going to fail in the end.
And they have Cody Rhodes on the mic afterwards saying, oh yeah, Damien Sandow could beat Kane just as quickly. And Sandow's like, What did you say? What did you say? I'm the welcome of the masses! Holding his fucking microphone like a wine glass. So that takes us right into Sandow versus Kane. As soon as Bryan gets sent out to the back, the crowd pretty much dies, even though Kane gets the victory.
With this match, again, it's just emphasising that there's going to be a bit of a balance between this feud that we're getting probably going after the Survivor Series. And they're trying their best to make this feud mean so we can keep going. But with Kane getting the win over Sandow, okay.
Question, NJ. Who the fuck booked a live SmackDown in England when the show is going to air from 1 till 3 in the morning? Not just that, but it goes against the presidential election. Who the fuck decided to book this shit on this day? Seriously, who the fuck decided to put a live SmackDown on the same day as the election?
It's a bit of a debate and a bit of a problem, because when you look at it, it is clashing, but most WWE shows at least clash with something else. But I think with SmackDown, it's not really an important show. I don't think much is going to happen. Yes, we have a match announced for it, but it's a bit of a bad time to have a live SmackDown.
Is it gonna? The live show is from 1 till 3 AM. Does that mean they're going to tape it and say it's live, or are they going to actually have the show go from 1 AM to 3 AM in Britain with crowds at 1 AM till 3 AM in the morning? Does that confuse you a little bit? Because it kind of confused me too.
You look at it and wonder how they're going to do it, but they'll have their normal ways, because SmackDown's been live quite a few times.
Brad Maddox interview. Oh my god. I'm a big fan of Brad Maddox. I was a fan of his work in FCW, you know, but here he did look like he was getting X-Pac heat, basically, and he did look like he really felt like this was his first promo. And when you really put a guy in the spot like this, and you give this guy the first promo who has essentially been brought up from the FCW developmental system, and you put him in this position, The guy did an okay promo, but he was getting X-Pac heat. He talks about how it was all his idea. He tried to get into the WWE quite some time, wanted to make himself known, and he would do whatever it takes to get in the WWE, and he did it by screwing the man who, you know, pretty much probably took a lot of guys like his spots in Ryback.
The thing about this is that I thought it was a bit of a sobby thing from him, and I really thought, again, he was trying to get people to notice him through this promo. For the first one, he did manage to keep the promo going, keep his words going, so I guess he did good on mic, but most of it was just get the violins out and, yeah, hello, Brad Maddox.
Is this their way of trying to introduce him to the roster as some kind of baby face? I don't know, but the guy was getting X-Pac heat. Who are ya? Who are ya? That is X-Pac heat in England, by the way, Americans. And then you get Vince McMahon coming out to quite a large pop. Very surprised he wasn't in America supporting Linda McMahon, seen as the whole company revolves around Linda's frickin' Senate campaign, to be honest with you right now.
With Vince McMahon coming out, this was one of the things that could have been announced, because with Vince McMahon not making as many appearances as he normally does, and when he does make an appearance, they normally do it the week before, but Vince coming here, surprisingly out of nowhere, to do what he's about to do in this promo, which we're going to talk about, it just really just came out of nowhere, but the crowd did react to it to the way the W must have wanted it to happen.
Speaking of coming out of nowhere, he announced that next week on Raw, if Brad Maddox can beat Ryback, he'll get $1 million contract. Like I said, speaking of coming out of nowhere, Vince McMahon goes to the back, and it almost seemed like Vince McMahon on the spot thought, I've got this great idea. I'm going to book this match. I'm going to have Vicky Guerrero go out with me. She won't have a clue what's going on. I'm going to change the whole main event for Survivor Series. And I'm going to make CM Punk versus Ryback versus John Cena. And change the main event of the pay-per-view 2 weeks before it's supposed to be bought by people. What the fuck?
Following Hell in a Cell, you do think that the way to have gone would have been kept what Cena said, which whoever wins at Hell in a Cell, I'm going to face. And the fact the match ended unclean, you basically have your main event for Survivor Series there. But the fact that WWE thought having Team Foley versus Team Punk out of nowhere, because Mick Foley just came out of nowhere, to make this match happen, which I said when Mick Foley first made the appearance. So this whole match they already pre-announced or made last week didn't make any sense. This week's got more sense, but they've got it the wrong week's round.
We'll give our thoughts on this more in the Wednesday video, I guess. This is a big topic of discussion. Why they've changed the main event. Why they've changed the matches for Survivor Series. I mean, this is why you don't give Survivor Series 3 weeks build for one of your big 4 pay-per-views. Now you've changed the main event. I don't mind the way they changed it. I don't mind the matches they give us, but the way they've just switched it all round at the last minute. You know, how are you supposed to fucking want to buy that? I mean, what's the fucking long-term planning? None.
I just look at this and think that when the WWE are trying to make a big match for Survivor Series, they've made it, but it's just made on the wrong week.
Big 4 pay-per-view, my fucking ass.
This is not even a go-home show, and look what the WWE give us. This show is absolutely worthless, absolutely boring. There is nothing to it apart from the changes they have to Survivor Series. We're a few weeks away. The time matters to the WWE, and now they're trying to hopefully we give a damn about Survivor Series, while the WWE are failing, just like every single show for the past few weeks have. Now, Vince McMahon, who makes a surprise appearance on the show, he must be losing some screws because his work as the chairman of the WWE is coming to a really bad place. He should be replaced by someone who's going to do a lot of a better job than he is, and that person is none other than me!
And I think it's fair to say, for me personally, from this point onwards, the show just went to a new level of shit. The announcement that Ziggler was team captain now instead of CM Punk. I guess it's nice they've got Ziggler as a captain against Foley. Do you think this could develop into some kind of Ziggler-Foley feud down the line?
Again, the fact they're still using Foley, the fact that this Foley and Ziggler thing happened in the past, they didn't follow up on it properly, and then they're trying to bring it back. I think they've really messed this whole Survivor Series pay-per-view up, and this is another example of it, but a Ziggler and Foley feud would been better than Punk and Foley.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you might as well give the Foley rub to an up-and-comer rather than Punk, who's already a main event star. So we're going to have Ziggler, Rhodes Scholars, Del Rio, Barrett versus Kofi, Hell No, Orton and someone that we don't know. So basically, we don't know who this fifth guy is going to be.
My little guess
Foley.
or hope, yeah, Foley could be an extended help, Foley and Ziggler. But I've said this before, yes, this guy plays better as a heel, but The Miz. Turn Miz face and have Miz be one of the main event faces they could build up to and have him just switch sides because he doesn't want to be with Heyman.
Not a bad idea. If you guys like... That was a fucking great idea, NJ. If you guys like that idea, put your thoughts in the comment section. Question, NJ. I know the Raw is 3 hours, but why the fuck did they have so much recaps? It's like they recapped whole segments on this damn show. I mean, fucking hell, it takes filler to a whole new level.
Again, with Hell in a Cell gone now, they emphasised what happened in Hell in a Cell numerous times with the Punk, Sheamus, and all this stuff. Just kept them going and going and going. Hell in a Cell's gone. You should be concentrating on your next pay-per-view being Survivor Series.
A big 4 pay-per-view, WWE. You know, one of your biggest pay-per-views, 4 biggest pay-per-views of the year. Just saying. Who the hell is Fandango? You know, Swagger? Ambrose? Curtis? I mean, whoever it's going to be, the gimmick is going to suck.
I'm going to say Dean Ambrose, just because the WWE are really bad at giving new characters good gimmicks, like Brodus Clay is definitely the one of them. When they gave Hawkins and whoever it was, Rex, the tag team, Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, so they're not really good at giving, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ambrose is the one, because Curtis, he failed with his first gimmick. Swagger, I think he's quit the WWE, so I'll say Ambrose, but Ambrose coming from NXT to this dancey, gimmicky, Fernando ABBA kind of style stuff, no thank you.
If this is Dean Ambrose, you are trying to tell me that you took a guy that had a great feud with William Regal and was one of the most edgy characters on FCW. If they debut Dean Ambrose as this, I just give up with this fucking company. Seriously, what the... You can't go wrong with Dean Ambrose, but it seems like they might be doing it. Divas action next. Eva Aksana versus Layla and Caitlyn.
Next.
Caitlyn gets the win.
Next.
Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. You know, that push, that Kofi Kingston push might be in order. Orton distracts Del Rio to give Kofi Kingston the victory. Are you surprised Kofi got a win over Del Rio?
Not really. It's that hence booking they've done. Like, they did it with the opposite way round when Orton got the loss to Barrett. Yeah. So they just do it this way round. Giving it to Kofi is more logical because he's got the match at the pay-per-view. So with this match, I had no problem with. Both wrestlers did look good. Alberto looked like he was going to get the win, which is the right way, because Alberto being the main eventer. So in this match, I don't think it was that bad.
And you know that video I did on my channel, MJ, why we can't get behind baby faces? I pointed out many reasons why people just can't get behind baby faces in the WWE. And I think Randy Orton RKOing Del Rio from behind, out of nowhere, is a great example as to why people in the YWC and maybe even casual fans can't get behind baby faces, because they're booked like this. They're the reason sometimes the heels seem like they're the ones overcoming the freaking obstacle. That's why people may cheer the heels.
It's a bit of a shame. Last week when you had Orton taking out Del Rio, that week, the following week the same thing happened. You've only got 1 week left to make Del Rio look good over Orton. I don't really see it happening. They've done it with Del Rio and Sheamus, so fingers crossed they can do it next week.
Orton has beaten Del Rio at pay-per-view. Why is this feud continuing? The babyface has won. This is what I mean. It's being booked like Orton is the freaking heel again. Like, Orton wins, the feud continues. What sense does that make? Santino and Ryder versus Epico and Primo. Did you give 2 shits about this filler match?
As much as I still find Santino hilarious and funny, this match came out of nowhere, but I really think they're still emphasising their tag team division by showing we've got this tag team, we've got this tag team. Throughout the night they showed other tag teams. So I think this was basically just to show that we have got a tag team division.
A prime example of why here on the British Fist we have NJ here, because he picks out positive stuff where I may just moan and go off on one, which is why people may not like me. I don't really know, but the crowd didn't care really for Epico and Primo. Santino and Ryder win next. Question, NJ. Why did they put Barrett against the Funkasaurus when they knew Barrett was going to be over in his hometown and they would boo Brodus Clay the fucking Funkasaurus?
The only person I would have really put Barrett probably against would have been like another UK wrestler. Just so you had like probably Barrett and let's say Regal. Or probably Drew McIntyre weren't really a part of this show, which we'll get to.
We will, yes.
It's just that I think they should have probably done 2 British guys just so they can both cheer both sides. But obviously Barrett is the focus, and Brodus Clay with this t-shirt until a zip up. Okay, this was something different, but overall, I'm really glad the reaction Barrett got. It's a shame that he gets it in the UK, but not back in the US where most shows are.
Yeah, and you look at a guy like Barrett who could be a main eventer for the company. Look, he's just floating around right now because of the lack of baby faces for him to feud him. You look at Brodus Clay, he was trying to do all the babyface spots, but they were just booing him every time because Barrett's, of course he's going to be over in his own freaking country.
The one thing we missed out is that Barrett got a big promo in the dark opening of this show, the finish of this show.
Finish, yes.
Yeah, so I think that was really good. Being Barrett, the main focus, especially going into the Survivor Series match, that was a good thing. It's a shame that us fans who were reviewing this didn't get to see it.
It's pretty much, well, he was over, so why not treat him like a babyface? I mean, that probably was most of the reason why most UK fans went to see the show. So there we go. Heath Slater versus Jey Uso. Do not care about this match. Wanted to say one thing about Drew McIntyre. He wasn't there. On Twitter, he announced his mother is very ill, which is why he wasn't there. So our hearts go out to Drew McIntyre and his mother and Drew McIntyre's family. So that's just from us British fans here.
Very true. What I'm going to say about this match quickly is that they're really trying, the Usos, like I said to the match before, the tag teams, they're really trying to get the tag teams on TV. But I'm really, really not caring about the tag team with the 3 MBs.
Right, if I was supposed to be in 3MB, if I was a rock star, me doing this, right, me standing there doing this as I am, it doesn't fit the gimmick. That's the problem. You have a guy like Jinder Mahal wearing a freaking turban. It doesn't fit his gimmick. Do you not understand? It's not freaking hard. This doesn't fit my gimmick, does it, people? Although it might be funny, but there we go. Didn't care about this match. Heath Slater won. Fuck, who gives a shit. Main event time. Punk and Ziggler versus Ryback and John Cena. I must admit, as much as I like John, as much as I like CM Punk's promo work, at this point I just wanted the show to end. I like the fact that he referenced the screw job, but there was no way he was going to get heat with that fan base so behind CM Punk.
I'm really glad that they're still keeping Punk on the mic, really talking about his upcoming match. But then obviously they're trying to bring Ziggler into the main event kind of picture, which is bringing this match up to focus. But then obviously when you're competing against the faces, the top face of the company, and especially the uprising one, which made the faces tag team really strong compared to the heels, again, you basically saw what was coming.
You knew who was going to win this one. That's not necessarily a bad thing in this case, but the way they work the match is the heels beat down on John Cena for most of the time. Cena gets the hot tag to Ryback and he cleans house because that is his character, guys. He cleans house, pins CM Punk, the WWE champion. Yeah. And then we get that Cena and Ryback face-off, which I don't really think fans really did react to that point. But by that point, they were probably bored shitless and wouldn't really react to even Vince McMahon killing himself in the middle of the ring.
The thing about this is that, again, the whole night was mainly focusing on the faces again. So I was really hoping just for a surprise finish here, or just like a little bit more than what we got. But again, between now until the end, it's going to be Ryback's focus.
Hey, you know when Vince McMahon loves a guy, he is going to push this guy, and he won't give a shit what you people in the IWC think. So just learn to accept Ryback. He's something new in the main event scene. He is a unique character in the WWE. He has the look. He has the it factor. He is a believable top guy for the WWE because you feel like he can beat anyone in about 5 freaking minutes, including possibly, may I say, an Undertaker, for example. So there we go. So the Cena-Ryback face-off was kind of underwhelming, but that's going to be like, imagine Cena versus Ryback at WrestleMania. Whoa, passing on the torch. Bit early for a Ryback.
I think it would be.
A match with a Taker. Bit early for a Ryback. I think so too. But then you never know. Vince McMahon may just do it. What were your overall thoughts? I don't think this is easy. I don't even know why I'm asking you, but
there was little bits that did towards Survivor Series, which Survivor Series is the focus. But this show, the word E in WWE weren't really a part of this show.
World Wrestling shit. WWS. WWS. World Wrestling shit. Oh, I don't know. This show just sucked. I tuned out from the hour main event of this show onwards, go on.
I tuned out when The Miz opened his mouth to Heyman.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, really. But I mean, they changed Survivor Series plans. We'll talk more about that in the Wednesday video. Q&A will be up on Friday, by the way, as well, because obviously we're going to be doing the SmackDown review on Tuesday because it is a live show, so look forward to that. But overall, this show was fucking shit. And it is a real shame that WWE... I know they don't have a great roster with them because they're trying to do a live show and everything like that, but come on, WWE. Give your UK fans a little bit more than this. And you wonder why TNA gets more viewership than you in their main show. You wonder why they get more fan attendance. I'm just saying, because TNA actually treat their fucking UK fans as if they freaking matter.
Well, my question, especially from last week's SmackDown, is that the fact they've emphasised so much on Raw, what is really left for SmackDown? I really don't see what else they can add to SmackDown which will build to Survivor Series. But anyway, tune in for our review tomorrow night, YouTubers.
Yeah, sorry for this going on so long, guys, but we had a lot to vent about in this review. So thank you very much for watching. If you have, put your thoughts on this edition of Raw down in that comment section below, and I will leave you, NJ, to calmly outro us to the outro video.
Well, YouTubers, I'm going to say this, with the Raw being a show that people, even on Twitter, I'm still saying I'm tuning into the show that I want to watch every week. This show just shows that it's not as good as it used to be or where it should be. Let's just hope Survivor Series with this week build pays off. And until next week, YouTubers, where we're going to be giving the Go-Home show as well as SmackDown, which I don't really think much people are going to care about. From the British Fierce, Mr. Parkin, and me, NJ. Look up, NJ, and goodbye.